Hello, wonderful people, and happy Easter Sunday. I was not planning on making this quick tabletop video at all, but I'll do just that, because I noticed something with a company called Talon Grips that I personally feel like should be addressed. Now, what Talon Grips does is they manufacture these super easy to install and remove adhesive-bound grips. All you need to do is use a heat gun. I barely got my GED, and I can figure it out. Now, starting out, the first grip that I have from them is this very smooth baseline rubberized grip. My hands sweat profusely, so this is way too slippery for me. What they also offer is this very tactile and aggressive grip, sort of like sandpaper. Super great for if your hands are sweaty like mine, and you never know when your hands are going to be covered in blood. And a year ago, they made a little happy medium. This is their Pro Grip. It's smooth like rubber, but it's got these arches and grooves that come up and provide texture. You can think of it like roofing. And so it's a nice happy medium between the super smooth and super aggressive. A couple things to note about the install process is that all you're going to simply do is line up the cuts with the emblem, and these will just fold around the gun as such. It's going to go on super smooth. If you can't figure it out, they typically ship with instructions on how to do it. If you're like me, you're probably not going to read it at first. They also come with a sticker. Throw that on a safe, and some alcohol prep pads. Now, something to note is there are knockoff brands. I was not paying attention. Got this two-piece one, again, rubberized, super smooth. I don't like it. That's why I'm getting the super gritty version for this G17. That's gonna go great now that I get the real deal. So I would recommend always buying these from Talon Grips directly and not Amazon. Something else to note is when you're applying it, don't over focus on one spot with your heat gun. You're not going to ruin it, but you are going to do a little more melting and a little more smoothing out, which is also probably why I am having struggle with that. Now, what I noticed today in the mail when this came in was that this packaging that they sent it in had a hole open about yay big right down the middle. I don't know if I'll be able to get it now, but I roughly had this much of my grip sticking out. Not the end of the world, but that's not super secure, and if you do need at least the alcohol prep pads, then you might just not get those. They might be taken or lost during shipping. Now, I have also received Talon Grips in a very secure and sturdy, thick plastic with no openings whatsoever. So they're not consistent with their packaging at all, and I think that that needs to be addressed, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's potentially even had their grips just completely removed and received an empty package before. All in all, I'm really looking forward to these. As you can see on the back side, they've got a adhesive protector, super smooth. This is a very smooth desk. When I flip it over, this one really has to be pressed. This one, you can hear it. I'm essentially sanding my desk right now, so I'm gonna stop. And this really is a happy medium. As you see, shaking them both, the one in my right is much more floppy than the one on the left. This is going on the duty gun. This will be going on the carry gun. And if you're concerned that one of these textures is gonna be too hard against the soft side of your stomach, you're more than welcome to just grab a butter knife and run it across and shave some of the clippings down. All you really have to do is leave the front, leave the back, and you can even leave the side. Some people report having issues of clothing snagging on this side if you don't sand it down. Some people don't. Find what works for you. Now, some of you may be wondering, why don't I just stipple the gun? Well, the thing about stippling the gun is after a few years of use, that stippling is going to wear off, and you can only cut into the gun so many times and so much before there's no gun left. So stippling is a one and done kind of deal, and a stippling job is going to cost you anywhere from 150 bucks to 300 bucks, whereas each one of these is going to run you 25 bucks. You do the math. Super great investment. Highly recommend you guys check these out, but do get them directly from Talon Grips, and fingers crossed you get the sturdier of the two packaging.